What's up everyone? So, in this video what we're going to talk about is the L-sit. Now, the L-sit is something that I've been working on lately and I'm starting to actually manage to actually do it properly. L-sit on the floor, that is. So, in this video I'm going to explain how I got to this place where I'm actually holding L-sits properly, and so that I remember the struggles and I remember how I actually did to actually learn it properly. Now, this is something that's going to take you a little bit of time to actually manage to do, but it's a great exercise, a great basic core exercise to actually implement on your workouts. So this is something that's going to require quite a bit of flexibility, which is the first thing that we're going to go into, and also a great core exercise, as I said. So it's going to be very, very, hard on your abs. So that is something that, that is the reason why you probably want to learn L-sit before you go into, harder exercises and so on. So I'm not going to talk about it for ages. So let's get right into it and actually start stretching, because stretching is very important to actually gain some flexibility and actually do this. So with that being said, let's go right now. So as I just said, stretching is the most important part. So we're going to stretch the hamstrings, which is the most important part probably of doing this. So, watch this, and this is how you want to stretch. You probably want to hold it for at least 10 seconds. Don't go for too long, because otherwise it's going to be counterproductive, because you're actually going to exercise, and after you exercise you probably want to hold it for a bit longer, but don't hold it for more than 30 seconds. So the first exercises are these. So with this exercise you want to go slow, very slowly, and actually not hurt your body, and try to go as deeper and deeper without going really, really hard, and eventually you'll be able to touch the floor. I'm not sure if you're able to see it on this clip, but you get the idea. You want to go as low as possible, but you don't want to go really, really hard. Now for this next stretch, it's the same idea. Don't go too hard. Make sure that you keep your legs as straight as possible, just like the previous clip. This is very important, because otherwise it won't be as effective. So make sure your legs are as straight as possible. If you're not able to touch your feet, it's not that big of a deal, but try to work until you actually are able to do it, and make sure you do this regularly so that you keep being flexible. Now for this next one, you just want to keep as close to your knees, as close to your chest as possible. This will be more effective than you can think, and also you try to keep your balance. As you can see in this clip, sometimes I almost lose my balance. So if you need help from a wall or something like that, you can also do that, but the idea is to keep your knee as close as possible, and you obviously want to do both sides as well, because this is only doing one side of the move, and you want to be able to do both legs, because you don't want to favor one leg rather than the other one, which is quite obvious. So make sure you do both legs. So for this, the very first actual L-sit exercise, now that we've been covered by, stretching, the next thing that you actually want to do is to actually use some sort of wall or something like that, and actually use it to help you with your L-sit. Now the advantage of this move is that you can actually put your hands very far forward, and this will actually be very helpful for you to actually learn this exercise and actually get your legs higher. Now you want to be able to hold this exercise for at least 10 seconds before you actually move on to the next one. If you're struggling with this move, what you can actually do instead and then move forward is to actually do the L-sit tuck, and then gradually you want to untuck until you get to a strong L-sit and hold it for 10 seconds. So take your time. It depends on people how long it takes, but you know, this is one good exercise that you can do. So the next step is you want to actually get a chair, get a box or something along these lines, and you actually want to do an L-sit on a chair. Now the advantage of the chair is that you actually don't have to have your legs as high as if you were on the floor, which is the goal by the end of this video. So at first you just want to do this. Now to make the steps easier for you, the very first thing is you want to do an L-sit on a chair without lifting yourself up. And once you've done that, then you can try and lift yourself up with your hands to do a proper L-sit. So the first exercise is just your abs, sort of, but then you engage everything that you need to actually do a proper L-sit. Now, if you're having trouble with actually holding an L-sit on the chair, what you can do is do an L-sit tuck first and then gradually move your way forwards into actually holding a real L-sit. The L-sit tuck is a lot easier, so you know there's a whole range between that and actually a full L-sit, so you can move your way up like that. So now that you've mastered your L-sit on the chair, what you want to do is move on to the real deal, which is on the floor. Now you don't want to go straight into an L-sit because that is quite a big step up. What you want to do instead is actually do an L-sit tuck just like you were doing on the chair, but this time do it on the floor. So once that you have your L-sit on the floor, your L-sit tuck on the floor that's going, what you can do then, your next step, is to actually gradually go and do your full L-sit. So you know you can take it by progressions. I made some short clips of me doing it. You obviously want to hold it a bit longer than that. You know, I was filming this video, so getting a bit tired, but in the end you want to have a full L-sit. It may take some time, but this is how you do it, or this is how I did it. So if you're still struggling with doing these, you know, keep in mind that it will take a long time, but any core exercise can be a good one. For example, if you can do core exercises, this will help a lot, like doing planks, for example, or any other core exercise will help you strengthen your core and actually get to be doing L-sits. I really hope that this helps. Keep in mind that this is how I actually learned how to L-sit. You know, you can do it in a ton of different ways. There's many different ways out there. This is just the way I did it. I even added, you know, a few different ways. Now keep in mind that when I first started to learn L-sits, I was already sort of fit. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the most shredded person in the world or anything like that, not even close to that. But you know, this is just a random person trying to learn L-sits. I'm just in the typical, you know, fit, fit state because I've always been doing some sports. But you know, if you're in a different state, maybe you're not fit, you haven't, you know, done sports forever, and you're just getting started. It will probably take you a bit longer than it did for me. Now, if you're a lot stronger than I was, it may take you quite a lot, it will take you no time at all. So, it really depends, but you just want to progress for yourself, not for anybody else, and this is how you're going to get to the next step. So, with that being said, this was like the very first video on this channel, but there's plenty more to come. So, please do me a favor, subscribe to this channel, make sure you leave me a comment if it helped you. If it didn't, leave me a like, something like that. I would really like to help you to get to the next level, and also just share my journey, because this is what this channel is about. It's not trying to show off or anything like that, because it's just not me. I'm just showing my progression as far as I go, and what I learned from that. So this is what I've learned trying to do LSATs, and maybe I'll learn something else in the future and help you out, maybe show you some exercises that I do. So, just feel free to comment and tell me what you think. So with that being said, this was my video for today, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.